Capricorn, how are you? Let's do a reading for your current energy, shall we? As always, please take what works, leave what doesn't. We all know who we are in the story. Now, I sure appreciate each and every one of you. I really do. So if you appreciate what I do here, hit that like button right there. Boink, like, comment, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. Really makes a difference to my channel, and I would love to see my channel continue to grow. So that's how you can help me make that happen. All right, but let's see what's going on for all of my Cappies for the next 7 to 10 days. Thankful for the messages, always. All right, let's see what's going on. All right, first card out for you is the Page of Wands reversed to the Hermit. So, some of you Capricorns might receive some news that kind of, makes you want to have to sit alone and think about what it is you just learned. This could be, an opportunity that you were waiting for. Maybe you were hoping you were going to get to go somewhere, do something. But with the Page of Wands coming in reverse, I just feel as if you receive some news that makes you need to stop and really think about what is your next step. What do I do from here? Now what do I do? And this could be around something that, like I said, the Knight of Wands is an energy of wanting to go places, do things, have a good time. And, maybe, that's just not going to happen. Maybe just not now, this could happen at another time. Now we do have the Three of Cups also coming in reverse. So yeah, I feel like, there's a little bit of disappointment that maybe you wanted to go somewhere, you wanted to do something, and now, it's just not going to be possible. Now, this could be around somebody who you were going to, be involved with. We've got this Knight of Cups coming in here reversed. This could even be around a marriage, maybe, you and your person were thinking that you guys were going to get married. We were going to, have this big shindig. And I say that because we do have the Four of Wands coming in. So, and then we have the Hierophant sitting right next to it. It's reversed. So some of you may be deciding that, maybe getting married or doing this together isn't going to happen. Because when we have this Knight of Wands, I want you to notice that, there is some distance that happens between you and your person. Here's the dragon way over here, and here's this Knight of Wands way over here. Maybe somebody decided that they no longer want to go through with it. And like I said, if it is a marriage, we have the Hierophant here coming in reversed. I don't want to get married. I want to do my own thing. This could be you. This could be them. Put the people where they belong. And here we do have the Three of Cups coming in reversed. I mean, somebody was not happy. Somebody didn't have a full commitment when it came to this relationship. And when the Knight of Cups comes in upside down, this is the energy of somebody who isn't really serious. So maybe the closer it was coming to like, all right, like, if I don't say something, I'm never going to get out of this, and before they do go any further, they want to avoid getting married, knowing that they probably weren't going to stay married, because here we have the Justice card coming in reversed. Some things had to be thought about. Now, this could be you, all right, because you were the one sitting here, really kind of trying to tune in to like what just happened, and I just wonder whether or not it was a mutual agreement or it was one of these things where, you really have been thinking about it and it's just like, I just don't know how to tell them that I don't want to continue. So I'm sensing a breakup on the horizon for some of my Capricorns, but listen, if you have not been happy, and maybe there was other situations or circumstances that, kind of made this feeling really come to the surface, at the end of the day, the Hierophant says, I want to move on my own. I don't want to, be connected. I don't want to have a union. I want to do things on my own. I want to move to my own beat. I want to do what I want to do. And I just don't want this commitment. And here with this Knight of Cups again, there is not enough there that I think was going to hold you into hanging on to this situation. And again, I'm getting the sense of, you have this awakening that, you just want to go off and do your own thing. I want to be who I am. I don't want to conform. I want to move to the beat of my own drum. I want to do things my own way. And here we have the Fool. I want a new start and I want a fresh start. And, for some of you, this opening, this new beginning, this awakening that you are having, is that realization of like, I don't want to be so tied down. I don't want to be in a position where, now there's no turning back. And you know, here with the Four of Wands, you know, there's the celebratory energy, all right? Yeah, maybe, you know, this isn't what you wanted, but I think, you know, releasing yourself of this commitment, you know, to you kind of gets you an energy of like, oh my God, I can finally breathe a little bit. Yeah, so I am feeling like some of you Capricorns, you know, want to explore life on your own. You know, you want to know maybe what it's like to like not be connected to this person, especially when you're not feeling like this is the right thing to do. You know, because a lot of times, you know, we go ahead and we do something. I mean, it happened to me, all right, where like up until, you know, we actually got married, I just was hoping somebody would pull me aside and say, don't do it if you don't really want to do it, because I wouldn't have gone through with it. But the pressure of, you know, everybody showing up and everything going on, you know, I went ahead and I went through it with it. And then 8 years later, I was divorced, you know. So I think if you have this feeling, you have this knowing, let me be that voice that says you don't have to go through with it if you really don't want to. You know, at the end of the day, this is your life, and you want to know that the direction you're going in is where you really want to go. And here, you know, with your final outcome being the Fool, I mean, you want to live life on your own. You want to take a chance and, you know, just kind of see, well, what would happen, you know, if I, you know, traveled about? What would happen if I did other things? What would happen, you know, if I just kind of experienced life before I settled down? You know, so I am feeling like this awakening that you have in this realization of like, you know, I don't know whether or not I can go through with this. You know, I think I'll be happier if I don't go through with it, because you don't want to have regrets. All right. We have enough things in our life that we regret. But when we're making a really big step, like getting married or, you know, making a commitment to a partnership that, you know, legally will bind you, because here with this Justice card, you know, you don't want that legal aspect, you know, to now be the defining factor of hanging on to this connection, this partnership, this relationship. You know, so listen, this week, sit with it, all right? And, you know, you'll be okay. I mean, when you listen to your inner self and really tune in to what's going on inside of you, that's where you're going to get the greatest answers. You know, this is the road of the hermit. It's a solitary journey. It's one of those where, you know, you've gained some wisdom, you've walked this road, you've got some experience under your belt, and you've got to tap into that so that you don't make the mistakes that you've made in your past. Now let's look at the bottom of the deck. Yeah, we have the Nine of Pentacles. See, here you are being very single, very independent, you know, moving to your own beat, you know, doing your own thing. You know, this is you knowing that you can stand on your own right now, that you don't need, you know, to go through with something if it's going to be, you know, one of these things that you're going to regret down the road. So no regrets, Capricorn. You know, you're good. You can stand independently. You can stand on your own. You know, so this week, you know, listen to that inner voice that's inside, because it is truly wanting to guide you to that bright light that will help you really shine bright. We don't want to do anything that's going to dim that light of ours, all right? So with that, you know, sit with yourself, take that time, you know, don't worry about how the other person is going to respond. What matters is how you feel in the moment and the decisions you need to make for your own well-being. All right, so that's what I've got for you, Capricorn. Please take what works, leave what doesn't. We all know who we are in this story. I sure appreciate each and every one of you. And if you appreciate what I do here, hit that like button. Like, comment, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. Really makes a difference to my channel, and I would love to see my channel continue to grow. So with that, be happy, be healthy, be kind, and I'll see you later. Bye now.